Look where we are. JJ Redick's the next head coach of the Lakers. Yeah, sorry. Um that that series we just witnessed, perfect. It was perfection. I think I would have I would have preferred a 4-game sweep. 3-1 would be next. But splitting it the way they did ruled. They got outscored so fucking bad. 2-2. That's I've embraced. I think everyone should embrace it because I tried to record one 2 days ago. One of these podcasts. My mic wasn't correctly on, so I deleted it. But you know, you're in a worse headspace. Not that I'm a down guy. I'm not. I'm not 311 down. But I remember I was saying every loss is deserved and every win is accidental. And I was saying it, in a matter of fact, maybe even leaning towards a negative way. But it's time to embrace that and have that be the whole season. I want every loss to be 8-1. Every win 3-2. And win enough to go to the playoffs that way. Like, that's hilarious. And I'm of the opinion, if you want the scoreless first inning streak to end, you're a narc. You're a narc. I want this to go on all year. It is the coolest, best, most hilarious thing. Let's get to 30. It's someone go look up the numbers. Not me. I'm not gonna. It's too late for me to do it. But what's their on base? I mean, it must not be good. Your on base is always better when you score. But gosh, they have those innings of just like, wow, a 1-0 double in the first. Things might go a little well. And it's just like ground out, strikeout. It's cool. I'm all about it. I'm all in. Win the worst ways. I don't care. I do care, but I don't care. It makes everyone so mad. The talking heads, they can't deal with it. I don't blame them. I can barely deal with it, but right, like 2 games in, it's like to this Orioles series. They can't hang. The Orioles are in a different class. Well, the team in a different class is 500 against the Jays. Last I checked, if someone can look up the numbers as well, just to fact check. They're 500. They're 3-3 against the Toronto Blue Jays, a team not in their class. Oh, what's up with that? I don't, I don't fuck with the Orioles. I don't fuck with them. I think they're stupid. I think their team's stupid. I'm sorry. Ryan Mountcastle, I get it. Whatever. We do the thing. Oh, he's a Blue Jays killer. Done. I don't give a shit. You're not that good. Why do you keep hitting third? Ryan O'Hearn, you're kind of fucking awesome, but your numbers have come back down to earth. I remember when it was like, I was still on Twitter. People were just like, oh, look at this, look at the savant, look at the savant, look at the savant. Look at all the red and savant, Ryan O'Hearn, they got it for free. He's probably underperforming his like expected weighted on base, but fuck it. Your OPS just got over 800 again after like a huge start. Colton Cowser, you're riding off a hot month. You're nothing. Jordan Westberg, no. I don't believe in you either. Anthony Santander, he's the one that truly torments me. He's the one that truly torments me. He's the one that is addicted to hitting home runs out of the zone against the Blue Jays. Oh, and it gets to me. Gets to me. So that it prompted me to do a bit of leaderboard organizing of just team wide of just like I'm like, because I've been on people who know me know I'm all about this. Like, Jays aren't cheeky with it. Jays aren't that cheeky with it. They're not having stupid pitches be hit in for singles and doubles and whatever. Like Ernie, when he used to be able to get one to drop in, did some of those, and those were fun for a second. And then he started to never get a hit again. I love the out of zone hit. I love the out of zone homer. That's why Raffy Devers is so cool to me. I love Salvi for it. I've been over it. People know me about this. So I Googled it. And yeah, look, no one has a great out of zone average, but the Jays were fourth worst, I think it was, on batting average and on out of zone pitches. Not only that, they had the second lowest strikeout rate. So when they were swinging at out of zone pitches, they're making contact with them more so than everyone but the Houston Astros. They weren't in the top half of seeing out of zone pitches because, a team with Kevin Biggio, you can comfortably zone him. But, it's like the top and bottom of that leaderboard's like an 8% difference, which in baseball with number of pitches is actually a lot. But, they're still seeing out of zone pitches. And they're making contact with them, but they're not getting hits. And I wonder what it is. Because, right, so much of baseball needs to actually be properly weighted of just count leverage and all that stuff. Like, Santander, were those 2-strike homers of just like 96 up and out on Gausman, and then the slurve just out of the zone? Yeah, I think those are 2 strikes. But, I'd like someone else to do it. I'd love to just employ someone to just employ as in have them freely do this. Just check all my thoughts. Just check them. Because I think we should make a stat that is like a weighted count. Weighted count. That's it. So like, because, right? Whiff doesn't matter if you're doing it 0-0. Whiff matters if you're doing it 2 strikes. Like, why don't we have those numbers? Because your overall whiff numbers I wonder if we have it. I don't know. Are you guys staying on this with me? You staying on this with me? Baseball is trying to understand what matters and how talent is shown. 8 being down 8 runs, hitting a solo home run, that's partly talent, but partly doesn't matter. So are there pitchers that just like don't get whiffs on 2 strikes, but get whiffs? Like, is that sticky year to year? What are we doing? Because, we're in a whole different ball game, especially now with the kids coming up of just like can whiff, but like Jordan Westburg, I'm pretty sure has a high whiff rate, but not really a high strikeout rate. So it's what matters, what does. Sorry for the tangent. But yeah, the Jays aren't cheeky with the out of zone hits this season so far. And last year they were a little more. Like Bo used to do it all the fucking time. He's not doing it all this year. Vlad a little bit. Like, for a team that has bat to ball skills, and they really do. Like, you go look at everyone's strikeout rate, and you're like, holy shit, no one fucking strikes out on this team. Like, it doesn't quite, like, settle in until, like, you go look, and you're like, oh, no. Like, George doesn't at all anymore. Bo doesn't. The fun infielders don't. Fun. Yeah. Why don't they get more, like, is this like the Jays don't have a plan at the plate? Because it always feels like that. I have so many tangents to go on. So many. I didn't plan any of it. But so often, like, here's where I'm at. If you are elite defensively, you can go up to the plate and be a little goofy. I prefer you have an awesome plan at the plate, but if you want to go be goofy and have a fun one, Kevin Kiermaier, like, whatever, I accept you. Like, you're valuable. But that's why, like, Vlad, it's felt like he hit a home run. He's been good. Can't accept it. I need to accept it. But Vlad, like, I never see you going to go get your A swing off. And maybe that's been like his whole reprogramming, that he was doing that, but his A swing wasn't his A swing. So they had to like reel him back in, give him play discipline and an actual like approach, which like he kind of has one because he walks a ton. But fuck me, he doesn't like get the weight back, try to fucking slam one. And I get it, maybe he's not supposed to. Bo doesn't ever. Bo. In the middle of my tangent. I wanted to keep going, but let's get right here with it. Bo Bichette's low-key the reason the Jays suck this year. It's been so bad. And I think we need to like get on it. That I don't know how, I always sidestep it, but Bo's been the whole problem. Even when Bo in 2022 mailed in 5/6 of a season and then studied for the exam in the last month and aced it. Like, even at this point of 2022, he was way better than where he is now. He was about a 108 weighted runs created plus this far into the season in 2022. He's at what, 80? Something like that. You want me to double check that? You want me to double? So after today's game, 79 weighted runs created plus. He's been the 10th best player on Fangraphs, which also, like, you're putting up decimal points of wins above replacement, which is a rounding error, which means you haven't been worth anything. Ugh. You know, George is hitting the same as him, but George decided to, like, kind of pick it up a little and play lockdown motherfucking right field. My God. That's George, because, like, George is an outfielder. He's kept it goofy, like Kevin Kiermaier at the plate. Like, every so often you're like, you can go do stuff sometime. And then sometimes you just, because he's made great catches in center. And he's also just, like, not gotten to some. And he's just a little clumsy-ish. He's not graceful. But now he's just decided to lock it in and just say, fuck it. I have to be useful to this team. And yeah, Bo plays shortstop, and I guess that's useful. And he hasn't, done anything that comes to mind lately, which is good on his defensive end. But yeah, he's been offensively, like, think about it. He is 45 points of weighted runs created plus off of where we think he should be. And that's without thinking that he's taken the Seager lead, which we dreamt. Could still happen. Doesn't take too long to fix seasons still. Yeah. He sidesteps a lot of it, but Bose deserves the blame. Because everyone should decide who deserves blame and apply it. And do that in your regular daily life. Should work out for you. Yeah. And yeah, he's never really kind of had a plate approach. But it's also like, I don't know. It's weird because coming into the end of the year, it was like, I'm going to get my A swing off. I'm going to hit for power. I'm going to make money. Is like Blair and Barker, by the way. That's Blair and Barker. But he's done the opposite. Like, this team's a lot fucking better if Bo and Vlad are both good, and Vlad is hitting like Bo should. Like, everyone else is kind of fine. IKF rules. He just rules. Barely ever hits ground balls anymore. He just hits a liner, the center fielder every time. Yeah, and like, we really overcomplicated the IKF stuff last in the off season when it was literally like, oh, if we just made sure not to tank his value by playing him in the outfield, like, he'll put up value. Every year before, it's like 1.6, 1.5 wins above replacement when he's on the infield. We're like, oh, how's it going to do it? It's like, literally just put him back there. He rocks. Yeah, he rocks. Varsho rocks. Danny's rocked. Kirk's been taking good swings, Come fight me, whatever. I'll die on the Kirk Hill. I couldn't help it. I just got so attached immediately. And it's funny because I don't think the conditioning's even a thing or a problem. And I think we all got over our skis on that because holy shit, did we not remember what catchers like Jose Molina, all the Molinas, but Benji and Jose, they played till they were fucking 40. And go look at pictures of them. Not only that, like I feel like Jose Molina started the most games like right at the end just from the Rays. But yeah, he's Kirk's just been a guy that people are dead set on because like he's everyone has to put a everyone who's like public facing at least has to put a caveat on his defense of just like, oh, he frames the low pitch. It's like he does everything fucking well. Like he's an amazing blocker. He's decided to learn to throw out everyone despite his pop time. Like he even if he can't throw it directly to the front of second base, he gets the ball to the front of second base just even a foot before then. Like it's almost like he's just they've figured out what's the correct distance to throw and he just does it every time now. Higher higher caught stealing rate than Gabby Moreno. Check it. Check it. Yeah, it's so funny when people are like and right as soon as you're like sorry, you become fans of players more than you should sometimes cuz I get it. Kirk's no fun on the bases. 100%. 100%. I mean, it is fun because it's not fun. At least he's like no doubt about it. But you know, it's like so you start like going like Danny versus Kirk, which you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Like the the fact of the matter is catcher's not a worry. Kirk's an elite defender and now he's kind of hitting most of his swings hard now. They're just liners out to the outfield. Like he doesn't hit. I haven't watched all the games, but he's kind of elevating off the ground so much more lately. And to be honest, like you watch the games and you look it up, like the Jays don't really hit a lot of ground balls. It's really interesting, especially with like Vlad on the team. I'll have to go check Vlad's ground ball rate too, because you know, I don't know. In your mind, like who's hitting ground balls anymore? But yeah, um, it's funny the whole like Kirk can't throw, and it's like, God, Danny got a lot of fucking cover from that because like he's not the worst throwing catcher in the league, but god damn, he's pretty close. Pretty close. I love watching Kirk behind the plate. Like I will not apologize for it. Like he is so good back there. And I think again, you might be a narc if you just like can't accept it. A lot of narcs. A lot of narcs out there. Yeah, there's so much percolating on the mind. So much percolating. I'm glad the Orioles are out of town. So glad it was a split. And like, look, I texted I texted Zoobs about this. Like, I'm fine with glazing the other team. Absolutely. If we're watching good ball, we're watching good ball. But like, oh my god, Schulman was getting into it, just like, oh, they're so fun and loose and tight and tall and they're shimmery and I know they have stamina. Like I was like, that we're getting too far. Like they're all Derek Jeter. Every single Orioles Derek Jeter, the king of glaze. Yeah, it was a little much. It was a little much. Yeah, if you're gonna split it, that's the best way to do it. Two crushing losses of just like, oh, our team can't compete. Our little baby team is so bad. Our little stupid baby team cannot play baseball in the major leagues. And then it's like win two. I'm so pleased it was a 1-run win today on Thursday. Love it. Like what? That's like did they lose like 7-2, 10-1? So what like it was like a 13 run minus differential like and they split the series. That's how it should always be. Yeah. Yeah. There's so much, you know. Okay, so Bo's to blame, but while we're here, Kevin Gosman's kind of also tanked the year. Like it's just stinker, 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 and then unconvincing shutouts. Everywhere it's just like he's not been dominant. I get it. It's so much easier than with Bo because Bo's like, what's wrong with you? Kevin was like, oh, injury, spring training, blah blah blah. But it doesn't mean you haven't like stunk the fucking bed. Like your ERA's almost 2 runs higher than it should be. Maybe 1 run. Everyone else is kind of like. I'm excited for the bullpen to be like lockdown relievers with 4.5 ERAs. That's the best because the other team is just so mad they didn't score off of you. So I'm excited for that. Um, Eric Swanson's Steve Delabar, I decided, by the way. Steve Delabar was an all-star, though, so good luck, Eric. Yeah. Yeah, like the big dogs continue to go and tank a Blue Jays season. They did it last year. They're doing it again. Cause like, what is it? They could have, with hindsight, they could have spent their off-season money a little better. Maybe it's like, you wanted like perfect fucking hindsight of just like, hey, maybe we should have just like pooled the Matt Chapman, pooled all our money for Matt Chapman and IKF and not signed Kiermaier and Justin Turner. And we'd all be so mad about that if that was what we did. And, you know, Chapman's, a little better than IKF this year. It's like, oh, then, it's like IKF's full time second baseman. David Schneider's full time left fielder, which, I love the outfield defense. I love when Kiermaier plays. I'm happy for it. But like Chapman was never coming back. It feels like Chapman was never coming back. God, his numbers suck, but he's out in San Fran, so it looks so much better. Good for him. Good for him. He's having a normal Matt Chapman year. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the big dogs just come in. Unlike Isaiah kind of Falefa, they're scared of bright lights. It gets in their head. Gets in their head a little. Yeah. A lot of season left. A lot of time for a lot of guys to fix their numbers, and they're gonna fix their numbers. Because, my God, it's really hard to finish with 600 OPS. They're not gonna do that. I don't know. Like, I don't think the Red Sox are gonna stay around. Rays are just the Jays as well. God, I was texting Avery. I'm like, who pitches on the Guardians? That's not a good team. That is not a good team. How are they 20 or 19 games over, whatever they are now? 3 of their 5 starters have FIPS over 5. That's terribly hard to do. Tristan McKenzie, who might weigh less than me, and I'm a tiny little guy, has a half an elbow ligament on top of like bones you can see while he pitches. Everyone else, like Carlos Carrasco from the Cliff Lee trade. Cliff Lee? Do you know how long ago that was? Cliff Lee, who was traded to the Phillies? Then he was traded to the Mariners? Who was then traded to the Rangers for Justin Smoke? Who was supposed to be Mark Teixeira 2.0? The wingspan on him. I was not worried about him scooping anything. One of the ugliest right-handed swings. But he had a Canada Day home run off of Rick Port. No, not Rick Porcello. Whoever's pitching fucking left-handed for the Red Sox at that time. That was just like monster raw power. He could not get there. So many switch hitters, ugly right-handed swings. Jose Reyes, one of the ugliest right-handed swings I've ever seen. I hate Adley from the right side. I don't think he's going to keep succeeding from the right side. I know he's hitting like 900. They want him facing lefties for a reason. They know he's not as good there. Yeah. This is crazy. I had so much to get out. Retention, man. I had baseball thinking retention. I probably missed a bunch of stuff, you know? Cade Povich? I can't believe that motherfucker's the same last name as Maury. You are not the winning pitcher. Yeah. Yeah. Also, that's from the Jorge Lopez trade. Also, I don't think he's going to be good, but still. Like, fuck me. You're throwing 92. And you're a top 100 pro. That's. Right? People are a little too up the Orioles' butt for Cade Povich to be a top 100 prospect. Oh, he can run it up to 94. Oh, there's some ride. He fucking sucked. Yeah. Yennier Cano, I continue to believe, is not a good reliever. He's from the Jorge Lopez trade, and I think they got 2 others. Twins. Fuck the Twins, man. They gave the Yankees Cy Young frontrunner Luis Gil for Jake Cave. Dios mío. Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to think of. I used to have it off the top of my head of just like, what are topics that like beat writers make us care about so that they can write about it, even though it doesn't fucking matter, and why should we care about it? Topics. The only one that I remember is attendance. Attendance is always like, why do I have to give a shit? Why do you have to? I get it, you have to write a story, but I'm not about to give a shit about attendance. There's probably other shit, other crap. If you know other ones that beat writers make us care about, which we just shouldn't, let me know. Yeah. About it. Had a loved eating a whole medium pizza for dinner today. Enjoyed that a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Have to play the Due West Festival, whatever they're calling it. Do that Saturday. They're in Oakland. Late night. Mason Miller. No way they trade him. Way too early. Yeah, I forgot to talk about so much, didn't I? Didn't I? Whatever. Back on the mic. You don't love it, list it. See ya.